found a poem that actually resonates with some of the things that Isabel is reading on this little scrap of paper here. So I will try that first. Just has no title.
Louder, please.
Okay. That afternoon, quietly, immortality came to me, as it could come to you. And I knew it for what it was, silent, leaving no residue of wasted breath or motion. It leaves no prints on the measuring screen. It will be one with you. It will stay. And there are two other poems. This is a lamp at the door poem. Hold the word to your heart. Oh, I'm sorry, it starts out. Poetry without. And that's the first section, and it's called, and the second section is called Without an Object, and the third is Identity, so first section. Poetry without. Hold the word to your heart. Depend fully on appearances. Depend completely on railroad ties going nowhere, on flocks of geese going somewhere, on houses in rows or not, or angels or poets or devatas at work. Depend on the infinitesimal point. Let it drop. Let it open. The first poet yearns. The second savors. A third connects in mother tongues and others. Like that, we acquiesce to the uncreated center of everything, beyond the realm of yes and no. Lately, the dreams have returned. Obama in a floral shroud, listening on his birthday to us all, giving us a mandate, make contact, connect, connect. Dream of a falling sequoia, pushed to my right by invisible forces, just in time. Dream of April and how glad women will be when she comes at last. I should say dream of November, when it'll be cool for a good time. Okay. Without an object. How easy the speaking of objects. But allow the point to descend inside your own vastness. Nothing and only nothing remains. Without an object, not even that of being a poet, we assemble sounds, awaken deep structures, form words, make connections. Identity. Pure presence needs nothing, sweetens old memories, becomes harder to overlook. We are that same temple of the Holy Spirit invoked by the sisters in grade school to rebuke wicked boys who drew ship's anchors on their arms with newly acquired fountain pens. But how weary the afternoon that forgets what the morning eternally suspects, what that tattooed emblem of stability celebrates. Unalloyed certainty requires no object. Power in freedom needs no submission. Therefore, follow ugliness if you must. Follow your anger, your sorrow, to their origin. Recognize the man is right. It is all bliss. Every molecule golden. Every passageway. We always knew this. Everyone knows we are that golden point, that network of reality. Do not settle for inference within this yearning language of absence. Claim your inheritance of reverence and its companion of play. And here's that challenging poem I promised you, and that will be the last one. You're all Bible readers, anybody? Isn't Blake wrote about, in his poem, The Vision of Christ, that thou dost see is my vision's greatest enemy. He says, at the end, he says, both read the Bible day and night, but yours reads black and mine reads white. So this is a poem that reads white. It's Lot's wife, a fragment. He said, I must not look back. Still, I do bathe that town I lived in with all my bitter tears. 100 years gone by, or even less, he said. 100 years. And who is there to grieve? 4,000 years gone by, and great salt waves immerse the town. I still do grieve. They say that on the final day, every tear must vanish. The children of Gomorrah are ashes hidden in my mouth. They also say that in another place, the one who turned and looked back was the man. Yet even so, it was his woman they left far behind, she stolen by some heathen deity who, though half buried, was divine. And then the man who looked at her and lost, he sang. He sang. So let me sing just once and then be still. Could I sing a world that might have been, had there been justice in the land? That love was not enough, I know. I stand, a frozen statue in the rising wave. I lose an arm, a leg, yet I remember love was not enough. True, there had been one just man, and he was spared to lie with my lost naked daughters. I, who loved, was left behind alone by justice, to fill the seas of Sodom with warm brine, flavoring the food of some cold northern empire. How could I dare to speak of what there might have been? Could our men have deserved to lie with angels as they longed to lie? Here on the beach, I surround these broken shells. We women once made vessels. We carried water from the sweet lake, ground shells of mollusks to fine powder, made a fairly decent porcelain. And it was red, the color of our love, and it was white, the color of our angels, and underneath brown, the color of our flesh. Early in the morning, birds would sing. Close to my skin, my garment, I would wrap, and I would go alone to the bright water, return with herbs and oil for seasoning, the cooling and the heating. See, the leaves of mint lie drying on the scattered palm, there, where I left them in the shade. This one voice, do you attend to this one speech? There will not be another. I remember God's fire where it reached our roof. The flowers I carved when young into our lintels burned like so many setting suns. 4,000 years of suns disseminate those coals of conflagration. Oh, I can find you, Sodom, anywhere that men eat salt. For the salt is my body. The bright sparkling water is my blood. She doesn't make much sense to me, stranded where I cannot see, stranded out beyond some beach, without a single star in reach. She speaks upon the broken sand. Thank you.